Hey everybody, I had a great response to last week's video, so I thought I'd do another one with a quick update on what I've been up to this week on my Midget 1500 fuel injection project. You find me in the back end of the car this week, just have a quick run through what I've done with the fuel system. This is going to be a little bit awkward. Does crawling under a car ever get any easier? I'm only 32. I don't know how people twice my age still do it and still enjoy their classic cars. Maybe they don't. Anyway, under here, if you can see my finger there, outlet from the fuel tank, as per normal, comes over the axle to a fuel filter, which is handy because the outlet from the tank is 8mm. The inlet to the fuel pump is 12mm. So I use this fuel filter here, finger, to convert from 8 to 12mm. Fuel pump. So this is all low pressure side in the 12mm. Out of the fuel pump is 8mm, high pressure side, to a T, which tees off up here to the fuel pressure regulator, and then from the fuel pressure regulator there will be the return blink via a check valve to the top of the tank, which is fitted with an 8mm bulkhead fitting. Is that in focus? Yeah. Struggling a bit with the camera under the car, trying to get things in focus. But hey, so out of here, high pressure, low pressure, and then high pressure that will go under the car through another check valve just before the fuel rail and to the fuel rail. Coming back from the other direction will be positive, negative wires and the vacuum hose to control the fuel pressure regulator. It is a one-way dead-end system. There's a lot of people saying, oh, you need low pressure pumps, swirl pots and all that kind of stuff. We will see how this goes, but I wanted to avoid such a complicated system. It may come back to bite me on the ass. Time will tell. That's it from under the back of the car. I've got one more thing to show you inside the car.
Right, so here I am back in the car. Truth told, this is actually take 3. I tried to do this yesterday and came across a bit of a wiring problem that I traced back to a bit of a dodgy crimp at the fuse box. And I just tried this now, and it conked out because I hadn't done the I hadn't tightened up the earth lead on the battery very well. So I tried to turn the car over and nothing happened. Okay, so take 3, back in the car. Everything is wired up. The sort of only system I couldn't check last time was the RPM signal. In behind the dash there is the ECU, and there is now a little sort of signal conditioning board which takes the negative coil signal and chops it down to a 5-volt square wave signal that the ECU can read as an input signal for the RPM. So spark plugs are out of the engine at the moment, just to let it spin over more freely, and we will see when we turn the ignition on. Is this going to work this time? Let's spin the engine over. It registers RPM. Also, in under here, you can see the ECU. I'll try and position that. Those little LEDs in there are the injector circuits, so every time the injectors fire, the LEDs light up. So as we spin it over, there we go. Great big flashy party. The red ones are the injector circuits, the white ones are the ignition circuits, and you may or not be able to hear this, but as we fire it up, the relays click. Click, that's fuel pump relay turning off after the fuel pump priming phase, and as we spin it over you might be able to hear the injectors clicking. Super.